This is Talkin Hoopz, the show that discusses real NBA stories, gives you all the latest rumors, and gets you into heated debates.
It's dunks and layups. How many of his points have been jump shots? 0.
Not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5.
0.
It's not happening. Not in this NBA. Maybe in the fantasy NBA that they're playing in, but not in this NBA.
We're going to challenge each other in practice.
We talking about practice, not a game.
Once the game starts, I mean, it's going to be easy.
You better get off whatever you're smoking.
Strap in, get your popcorn, put your headphones on.
This is Talkin Hoopz.
It's Rudy Gay checking out Talkin Hoopz.
Talkin Hoopz.
Talkin Hoopz, the official talk show of NBA Field Miami.
Talkin Hoopz starts right now.
Talkin Hoopz. TalkinHoops.com. AJ, Kyle, former NBA player Mark Strickland with you for the show. A lot going on in the world of basketball. A lot of stuff to talk about, guys. The Sixers finally announcing their decision to hire Brett Brown as their head coach. A lot of free agent talk. Getting down to the wire. Al Harrington to the Wizards, already making some comments. Just a lot of big stuff going on around the NBA. But as we always like to start, Kyle, I'll ask you first. How was your weekend?
Weekend was alright. You know, I got a little sick over the weekend, so it wasn't all great. I'm going to leave out all the details of my sickness, though, and leave it to your imagination about what went down.
Yeah.
But other than that, all good, man.
All right, and Strict?
That was good. Spent a little time with my son, played a little catch, trained some guys on Saturday. Sunday got a little R&R with wifey, and just chilling.
Nice. Actually, speaking of your son, that is a nice hat you got going on there.
Yeah, he got a clothing line, Cabolo, which is soon to be a huge sponsor of this show, Talkin Hoopz, pretty soon here.
Yeah.
This is one of his hats, one of the hats we made. Got Cabolo right there, in the middle, on the back. Just something plain, something he's doing, trying to be a CEO.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Who are you working out with in Miami? Anybody in particular?
I got all the overseas guys. There'll be Kyrie Irving has been down here working out at UM. I do like the overseas guys and guys that's played maybe playing locally in local league. I got like 5 guys. One guy from Lebanon, but no name players. There'll be some name players in there. There's been a couple of guys from OKC been in there recently.
Oh, nice.
Guys on the bench. Kyrie Irving has been in there. What's up, man? Got traded from Memphis. Rudy Gay. Rudy Gay has been in there working out, so, it's good. So I train them at UM at 7 to 8, 7 in the morning and 8 o'clock.
See, all that stuff that doesn't make the news, nobody knows that these guys are, out there trying to perfect their craft.
Yeah, they work really hard. Every day is some pro player in there working for about 2 hours. I work my guys for about an hour, and then we get shots up for maybe 20 minutes afterwards, and then I'm out.
Wow.
That's what I need. I need to get back in the gym. I want to go pro.
Yeah.
I played this weekend. I played Sunday morning. They play at Gulliver Academy. I teach at the Gulliver Prep, but we play at the Prep every Sunday. Jamal Mansburn played. A couple of other guys played. Just be like students. No, it'd be like a couple of players from the team. It'd be coaches and some of the teachers.
All right.
Okay.
We had like 15 guys, and we just run ball on Sunday morning. I'm kind of sore right now. So.
Well, I gotta clear something up, okay? Before we start talking hoops, I've been waiting, Strick. We've been waiting to have you back on the show. I gotta talk about my Disney trip, all right? There's a lot of stuff that happened that I've been waiting to tell you, okay? So first of all,
wait a minute. Did you just interrupt the basketball conversation to talk about Disney?
Listen, okay? I've been itching to get this out of my system. Okay, I've been itching to tell Strickland about the big news with Toy Story. So I have to just get this out. I have to just let everybody know. And anybody else who's heard this myth, I just confirmed it's all total BS. Okay? It's all BS.
Yeah.
Okay? I went to Disney World. I went to Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
I went to the Toy Story section. Okay? Now, the myth is that... Woody and Buzz, all the characters, the Green Army Soldier Men, the Cowgirl, Lotso, all those Toy Story characters, if you yell, Andy's coming, they're all supposed to just fall down. Like, like they're just toys. Okay?
Really?
So I just want you to know that I walked past the Green Army Soldier Man, and I yelled, my father yelled, and I yelled, Andy is coming, and guess what? They didn't fall down.
No.
They did not fall down, and that hurt because I thought that was going to be the greatest thing ever, and it was a total letdown. And Disney's got to work on that. They got to fix that.
You know why they didn't fall down? Because they were like, "Why is this grown man trying to get us to fall on the floor?"
Listen,
that's what they said.
Listen, you're in Disney World, all right? There's no grown men when grown men become kids in Disney World, all right?
No.
Strickland, back me up here.
Nah, Disney's World cool.
He's not gonna back you up. That's what I was gonna say. He's not gonna back you up on that.
Yeah,
Disney's
well,
cool.
I need some backup. It looks like I'm getting heat from Kyle over here. So, but anyway, that's my Disney story. I think it's total BS that Disney didn't go through with that stuff. But all right, enough about us. You know, the Sixers, kind of a hot topic right now. Who they were going to make their coach? They go with Brett Brown. First of all, what are your guys' thoughts on that?
I like the hire. Brett Brown comes over as an assistant in San Antonio. You know, he worked under Popovich. All the success in the world you can get under them. So they get a good hire there. He was the head coach in 2012 of the Australian national team also. So this guy has coached on the international level. He's been an assistant coach on the NBA level.
Yeah.
He's ready. You know, he's all set. The only thing I don't like about this is that they took so long in hiring a coach.
Yeah.
That he wasn't there for the draft process. He wasn't there for off-season signings. I mean, look, they got rid of Andrew Bynum. They let him walk in free agency. They traded Drew Holiday. They trade for Nerlens Noel, who's not even going to play until December because of ACL surgery.
Right.
So all the roster movement, he had no control of. So now he enters a team in a rebuilding phase that sucks, and he had no oversight.
Yeah.
That's my issue.
Strick, what do you think?
I like it. All the Popovich guys do well. You know, you got Brown. Was under him. You have who else? Jock Vaughn, who was under him. You have the coach for the Pelicans, who was under him.
Right.
So they all doing well in coaching. So he's been there longer, I think. He's been there for a while, right? So,
yeah,
he's been there. He's been as an assistant since 06,
I like the move.
but he's been there before that in a different role.
Yeah, I like the move, but you know, like Kyle said, he's not going to have much control this year. It's going to be like a rough season. Basically, going to be like an adjustment season.
And what's the big question mark in Philly is still Nerlens Noel. Is he going to be as good as, you know, as he looked in college before he got injured, or is this guy going to be a total bust? You know, I think that's a big question mark.
Look, give him about 2 years before he be in rare form. 2 years.
I have an issue with, first of all, trading Drew Holiday, who's 22 or 23 years old, and makes the All-Star team and is one of the up-and-coming, not just guards, but players in the league.
Right.
And you trade him essentially for a guy who is really only known at this point for blocking shots and rebounding. Mm-hmm. And that's essentially what he is. And now he has ACL surgery, and a guy who makes his living above the rim is going to have a problem jumping, possibly.
Right.
So, you know, it just doesn't add up in my mind. It just doesn't. I can't understand it. And, you know, they got Spencer Hawes, right, who's also a center, and he dropped like 57 points over the weekend.
That was
in the Seattle
insane.
Pro-Am.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Which is ridiculous, but most Sixer fans will tell you that's a farce, that's not who he truly is. But at the end of the day, they got no talent. They're going to not no talent, but they don't have a lot of talent. They're going to be a lottery team. They got a rookie head coach now, so it's going to be a tough couple of years for the Sixers. So I hope they're ready for that. I hope the fans are going to stick around.
You guys don't think Spencer Hawes could drop 58 points in a real NBA game?
Spencer Hawes couldn't drop 58 points in a 2K game playing as himself. I don't think he's going to do it in the NBA.
17 rebounds. How about 17 rebounds? I mean, he's a big dude.
Yeah.
He's a big dude.
He's a big dude.
That's true. He is big.
He's not 8% in the game.
But he's not Vin Baker big.
Nah, he's not bad body big.
No.
I don't know. I kind of like Spencer Hawes' game. You know, I know he's been with the Sixers for a while. I know he started with Sacramento, but you know, there's not too many amazing centers around anymore. It's not like back in the day where there were a lot of good centers. It's hard to come by a big man. And I looked at that 58 points. I see him. You know what? seeing some of the highlights, why can't we get that from him in the NBA? I know maybe it's a different level, but still, I mean, you know, you got to think his post moves are still there. He's still able to use his body. Mark, like, relating to that kind of situation, what do you think? Like, what's his deal? Why can't guys just get it together sometimes? Is it like nerves in playing in front of, like, I don't know, is there more pressure? What's the deal?
It's chemistry, is, you know, learning your teammates, is confidence, you know, it's a lot to deal. It's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure to perform.
Yeah.
People see all the glitz and glamour of the NBA, but they never see the inside. You know, it's a very stressful job because it's a job where you have to come through.
Right.
You know, it's a job about production. You have to produce. If you're not producing, they're gonna find somebody to produce, and you out. It's just that simple. So it's a lot of pressure with that. So some people egos can handle that, and some people can't. You know, it's a shock to them.
Right.
Plus the level of competition is different. He's playing against, in the NBA, he's going to be playing against much faster guys. You know, sometimes they put LeBron at the 5 sometimes. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's just a different league. It's a much faster pace. It's not just like a pickup game. So, you know, but I like him. I mean, he's going to help him, but, you know, he's not going to drop 50-something points.
No, it's not happening. We don't see that happening.
But he will help him.
They're just not. They just don't have the talent for guys to be able to get the looks at the basket. See, like on the Heat, you have to respect LeBron James and Dwayne Wade. So that's the whole defensive scheme, is like stopping them. And that's why you see guys like Miller and Battier getting open for all these jump shots, because the whole defensive scheme is for these two guys, and then they break down the defense and leaves all these other guys open. And you look at the Sixers, they don't really have anybody like that. I mean, Drew Holiday just emerged as an all-star last season. So they don't have that in Philly to sort of give Spencer Hawes those looks and those matchups. That's what I think plays into it. But he's only 25.
Right.
There's still room for improvement. There's nobody on the team that's going to be taking shots away from him now.
No.
It's going to be an open tournament for whoever can score is going to get the basketball. So he's going to have an opportunity.
You look at the roster, and I think the first name that really just stands out to you as being immediately the best player, I think, is Thaddeus Young. You know, I think that's the best player on the team now that Drew Holiday's gone. I really think of all the names here. I mean, look, Jason Richardson, he's gone. He's like, I mean, he's older. He's in his 30s now. You know, he's getting up there. He put up like 10 points a game last season. I look at these names. They got some young talent. I don't know why they traded for Royce White. To me, that was like a waste. That guy's not even going to travel with the team. He's not even going to travel. He's not going to leave his house. Yeah. So
I don't have any guards though. Like not one guard on that roster.
Well, they drafted Michael Carter Williams. Yeah. So he is going to play shooting guard for them. I'm like 99.9% sure he's going to be the starter. In terms of
the kid from Syracuse.
Yeah.
Oh, he going to Philly, man. That's terrible. How terrible. I feel so bad for him, man. I like this game too. That's awful.
Hey, he's gonna get a lot of looks at the rim now.
You know,
he's gonna be losing. Yeah, he'll get some experience. He should just get some experience, play because he's gonna be able to do whatever he want to do, and then he go somewhere else, man.
I think it's interesting. A lot of people said that this was going to be a very weak draft, you know, and that the picks later on in the second round were actually going to be the ones that make some noise later on in their careers. But, you know, unless it's just the summer league performances that everyone's playing against each other from college, I mean, some of these guys looked really good. You know, Carter Williams, I think he's got some talent. I think people are counting him out.
I like him a lot. He can shoot, handle the ball. He's like, what, 6'8", 6'9", something like that, maybe?
He's ESPN lists him as 6'6".
That's it? Yeah, he got to be taller than that. He got to be at least 6'7".
I feel like so many people
6'8", gotta be.
So many people counted out this draft. You know, it's the weakest draft in years. And then you look at how Victor Oladipo played. Now, that's what I mean. Did this guy play well because he played against these guys in college? Or, hey, is this guy legit? You know, is Michael Carter Williams, he had a solid summer league. Like, you know, he didn't shoot amazing some games, but there was some games where, you know, he dropped some big numbers. You know, it was like impressive. You didn't think he was going to be able to do that. Same thing with, they say the diamond in the rough, Kyle called this, CJ McCollum. I mean, you know, that guy could end up being rookie of the year if he gets some significant minutes. And
not anymore now that Mo Williams is there.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is, I I don't think people realize this draft class, I think, is better than a lot of people give it credit for. And I'm curious to see Michael Carter-Williams. I really am.
Yeah, me too.
There's some credit to that, but I don't think you're going to see that for a couple of years. Like, in a lot of drafts, you see at least 3 or 4 guys come out and be, like, instant impact players right from the go. Right. You can tell they're going to be superstars in the league. They already ascended to that level by the end of the year.
Right.
You know, people are talking about them to be on the next USA team. This draft, I don't see that for at least another 3 or 4 years where you can look back and be like, man, they got him with pick 16. That's a great pick. You know,
right.
That's what I think this draft is and how it differs from previous drafts. Like when Kyrie Irving came out, you knew, even though he missed a lot of college time, you knew he was going to be something special.
Right.
When LeBron and Melo came out, you knew they were going to be something special.
Right.
This draft, I don't see anything like that. I bet you right now, if you ask the common, not even the common, like the casual NBA fan, who was the number 1 pick in this year's draft, they wouldn't be able to name him.
Right.
I don't know his name, but he went to UNLV.
That's right. That's right.
All I know.
But exactly.
I'm a common basketball guy.
Right.
So, it's a forgettable draft, and I don't think people are going to fully be able to appreciate it for a couple of years.
Yeah. I can see that.
I look, getting back to the Sixers, though, they got, okay, so they bring in Brett Brown as the coach. They draft Michael Carter-Williams. They trade for Nerlens Noel. But the rest of their team, to me, this is not like they're kind of stuck. You got Kwame Brown on this roster. I mean, we talked Jason Richardson. We said him. Thaddeus Young becomes your best player. And, other than that, there's no other names. Lavoy Allen, that's about it. There's no other names.
Don't forget about Evan Turner.
Yeah, but everyone wants to trade Evan Turner. No one wants to keep him. He's no one wants. I mean, that's not to knock him, but he's always coming up in trade talks, and they're trying to get rid of him. No one wants Evan Turner. And look, he's a big guard. He has potential, but it hasn't come around yet. I don't know what the deal is with Evan Turner. I don't know what's going on with him. But I just feel like, is this team going in the right direction? What are they doing?
No, they're not going in the right direction. They've got nobody on the team.
Right, but even just as a team that's rebuilding, I don't see it at all. I don't even see a rebuilding here. I don't see anything. To me, this could potentially be the worst team in the league next season.
Easily could be, yes.
Yeah, and that's and maybe sending some praise to Michael Jordan and the Bobcats, but this is serious for the Sixers. I have a friend who's a big Sixers fan. Yeah. He likes Nerlens Noel. He's thrilled about it. I don't know. I know he's a big Drew Holiday guy, but
you don't know when the upside is going to come.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly. Because of the injury.
Exactly. You don't know if it's ever going to come. You don't know if he's ever going to play again. To be honest, he could be a Greg Oden situation. Come back, re-injure himself. You just don't know. Though, actually, I brought up Greg Oden, and not to go all over the place here, but Mark, big Heat fan over there, obviously played for the franchise. You like the Greg Oden signing? You like all that?
Oh, man, I don't know. Everybody keep asking me about it. I just don't know, man.
I don't know.
No. Man, this dude
That's
ain't
not
played
a good idea.
He hasn't played one whole season.
Yeah.
That's right.
Not one whole season healthy, man. So he played so that's 4 years he hadn't played in the NBA, really.
Yeah.
Man, I just don't see it, man. Unless the Heat know something that I don't know, man, I have to see it first. I really can't make a call because I just.
Well, he recently he came out recently saying in comments at a news conference, I think it was in Indianapolis, he said that he has an old body. Straight up, he has an old body. He's not going to be the same player he was in college when he was 18.
Really good. That's what I'm saying. What did he do in college? Because he shoot right and left hand layup.
He says he's going to go out and give it his all every night. But to me, when you have a guy coming out like Greg Oden saying that already, saying that he's not going to be the same player by any means, and he has an old body, and the Heat just signed him to a deal. It's like he was waiting for a contract to take pressure off himself and then saying that.
Russia.
At least he's being honest now. He's saying, look, he's not giving the fans any type of expectation. He's letting them know, listen, this is what you're going to get from me. I've had injury problems. I've got an old body. If you're expecting me to average a double-double, you're crazy.
Yeah.
No, he's letting people know because as a former number 1 pick, even I remember when Darko left the Pistons and he traveled around the league no matter where he went, Minnesota, New York, people were always like, yo, this guy was I picked for a reason. You know, there's a chance that he can put up some numbers. No, like, you know, you got to be realistic now. This is the point where he's in his career. It didn't materialize the way he wanted it to. Neither the Blazers also. And, you know, if you can get 15 minutes out of this guy and he can help you in rebounding because the Heat were awful in rebounding last season, and he can help you, and then maybe he can put some minutes on Roy Hibbert, put some minutes on Joakim Noah, put some minutes on Tyson Chandler. This way Chris Bosh doesn't have to work as hard, and Udonis Haslem doesn't have to work as hard on the defensive end because he's there. That's what he gives them, and that's a good signing. I mean, it's for the vet minimum.
Right. Yeah. But I don't know. See, to me, he made the wrong decision, in my opinion. I think he should have went to New Orleans. I think, you know, I mean, after those comments, I don't know if he should still be in the NBA. That's just my opinion. Yeah. But, you know, he goes to the Miami Heat. There's got to be pressure when you go to Miami, especially being that they just won 2 championships. LeBron, Wade, arguably the best players in the NBA. Bosh, you know, he's up there. But, you know, you're when you get on the floor, those guys expect you to perform, I feel like. To me, I'm just coming back from an injury like that. I haven't played in what, 2-3 since 2009, 10? When's the last time Greg Oden played? Yeah, and now I'm gonna play with LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and not expect to have any pressure on me at all to perform. Like, that's a big deal. Yeah, that's big.
Play was during the 2009-10 season.
That's what I'm saying. Like, to me, it's like go to the Hornets where they have a young team. There's a young coach, a newer coach. Spoelstra's been coaching for a little while, and it's like you go to New Orleans. You have people who actually want you there already. I don't know why he thought Miami was the best spot for him. I don't get that.
But he had to go somewhere where he didn't have to do as much. See, with this team, he don't have to do much. That's what he needs. He's just trying to give it a go, see if he can make this. Turn this 2-year contract or 1-year contract into a bigger contract. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's right.
So
I understand why he made that, because if he went to the Pelicans, he was going to have to, play.
Right.
So in this situation, he kind of eases his way back, eases his way in, see what he can do, what he can't do. He don't have a lot of pressure to do a lot because we know the Heat.
Right.
You know, they're you can't match up with them with certain teams because they are so quick and so athletic in different positions. So, I mean, he don't have to do much. He doesn't have to do much. Block shots, rebounds, just like Kyle said. Just give him a few minutes on a couple of bodies. There's 6 extra fouls. Play big in the post. You know, make things difficult for people driving to the basket, and that's it. And sit down.
Now, there was also reports way back when he was playing with Portland that he was a quiet guy. He kept to himself. You know, he'd sit by himself away from the team on the plane. He didn't joke around with anybody. You know, Mark, being that you played, you know, with a ton of players over the years, did you ever come across guys like that where you could joke with them? They didn't think it was funny or anything. They wanted nothing to do. They weren't loose.
I call it strange. I call that strange. Yeah. There's a lot of strange cats in the NBA. Strange, very strange guys in the NBA.
Really?
You know? Yeah, some strange guys.
Do you remember anyone in particular that crosses your mind?
Man, I can't dime them out like that.
Oh, okay. Can't throw them under the bus.
There's some strange guys in the NBA, for sure.
Not including Dennis Rodman.
I'll say it. Timothy Dean, who I went to school with, was a strange guy. Kid used to pick his nose in the back of the class like nobody could see him. Everybody saw you, Tim. Everybody saw you doing it. Just because you sat in the back of the class don't mean nobody could see you.
Oh, my God.
Saw you. Yo, there are some strange people. But look, it doesn't make you strange to not talk to anybody, I don't think. You know, like, if he's a private guy and he don't want to talk to anybody, then, you know, why is he faulted for that? I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Right.
And on the Heat, there's so many personalities that, you know, you don't even need another one. You don't need another guy, you know, doing anything extra. All you got to do is put his time in on the court and go home.
I mean, all the guys on the Heat look like they have a good time, to be completely honest on the mat. Everybody on the Heat looks like they're having fun, except when the game starts. You know, it's totally different. Unless they're blowing out a team by 30 or 40 points, they're in. You know, LeBron's focused. Everybody's focused. That's when guys like Chalmers and Bosch start yelling at each other. It's serious. It's a bit, this is how they make their money. This is all serious. But when off the court in interviews, and they look like they just have a lot of fun together. They really do. Even when they won the championship, the things they were saying and joking around, it looked like they just have a lot of fun.
I hope they have a good time after they win the championship. What are they going to scream at each other?
But I'm just sad. No, you could see that, there's, I feel like a brothership with that whole team.
After they win a championship.
I feel like they're one big family. That's what Pat Riley seems to preach to everybody over there. Everyone's family. We're like a family. And, you go through the good times, you go through the bad times, but there's a lot of fun going on, especially the Harlem Shake. So,
yeah, that was the best one.
I'm glad that down. I'm glad that went away.
The Harlem Shake? You were over that?
Yeah, that's the fake Harlem Shake. I don't even know how that was created. Yeah, that's not even the real Harlem Shake. I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, you gonna Harlem Shake for us right now? Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't want to.
Okay.
I don't want to do it.
Okay.
Take that. I don't want to do it. All right, but we'll get Diddy to do it on the show.
Yeah.
All right, so look, Greg Oden obviously signs with the Heat as a free agent. There's some other names still on the market right now. It's funny we talk about Al Harrington, and that's like the biggest story right now. But I think people forget about Nikola Pekovic. That he's still a free agent, and he is not signed with the Wolves yet. People may think he's going to re-sign with them, but it is not a done deal by any means. So, that's a good player to have on your team. If he leaves Minnesota, I'm dying to know where this guy's going to end up.
He's not leaving Minnesota because, one, he's a restricted free agent, so Minnesota can match any deal he gets, and I don't think they're prepared to have him walk away. He's only been in the league for 3 years, and last season he averaged 16 and 8. You're not going to let a 16-8 guy walk away in free agency because they didn't want to match. That's one. Two, what's that?
Not those numbers. No, they're not going to let that.
No, they're not going to let him walk at 16 and 8. Plus, you pair him next to Kevin Love. He's the perfect center. He's the perfect complement to Kevin Love's game.
Yeah,
that's one. Two, they have an offer, according to the Associated Press, on the table for 4 years and $48 million.
Right.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Talking $12 million per year.
Right.
This guy.
Except he comes out and says he wants $15 million a year.
Yeah, he's not going to get that. So, and his options have dried up. Look, it's the end of free agency. There's not a lot of money left. Teams who have money to spend, they've already spent it.
Right.
And any team with money left means they don't want to spend it. Yeah. So he kind of dug himself into a hole, waiting all this time, passing on who knows what kind of offers, and now he's really stuck with Minnesota and this 4-year, $48 million deal, or he's going to, I don't know. I really don't know. I think that's probably the best fit.
It's not bad.
No, it's not bad at all. It's not bad at all. Also, the guy's like a tank. Not just his skill set. Not just his skill set. The guy's a tank.
Yeah.
He is. He's a big dude. I don't think people realize, dude, this guy is like a wide, big dude. He's in shape. He takes care of himself. Like, this is a guy you want on your team. Seriously, I had him on my fantasy team. He did me wonders. Did me wonders.
Okay, first of all, fantasy NBA and the real NBA, two totally different things.
Listen,
okay?
Why are you player hating on me tonight, all right? First it's Disney World, now it's fantasy NBA. Are you jealous? I feel like I'm taking all your stuff today.
Let it be known that stats don't always tell the whole story, all right? There's a ton of guys who put up empty numbers, like when Zach Randolph was on the Knicks.
Right.
He averaged a double-double. Those were empty double-doubles because they never equaled wins.
Right.
So just because the guy is getting numbers doesn't mean that, and he's helping your fantasy team to whatever place you finish, which I'm sure was last.
No, it was 5th.
Just because he helped your fantasy team, doesn't mean he's helping his real team. So...
All right.
Minnesota, they didn't. They had a lot of injuries, but look, they didn't go anywhere last year, and he averaged 16 and 8.
They had a lot of injuries, though. But they had a lot of injuries last season, including Kevin Love. All right, Kevin Love was injured last season. Give me a break. Kevin Love, this is a 30 and 30 guy. Like some nights.
A 30 and 30 guy?
Some nights. Didn't he do that against the Knicks? Didn't we witness that?
You can't say he's a 30 and 30 guy. That indicates that he's an average 30 and 30.
Listen, on some nights, he put up 30 points and 30 rebounds. Didn't we all witness that?
Some nights, plural?
Listen, I didn't say it was finished. That's future reference.
Oh, jeez.
Listen, Kevin Love is one of the best power forwards out there right now in the NBA.
Yeah.
And if healthy, maybe like top 2 or 3. If healthy. How many power forwards are shooting threes at a solid percentage? Not too many like that.
I'm not
Not too
arguing
many.
with that. I'm just arguing.
And how many guys are getting rebounds like that? Rebounding is the key to rebounding is the reason why so many teams are so bad because they don't know how to rebound. They don't know how to box out. Someone teach Amari Stoudemire how to properly box someone out. All right, I don't care how strong you are. Put your ass in some guy's chest and box him out. So I'm getting a little heated, all right? I was just, things like that bother me because I box people out, and I'm 5'7".
You don't box nobody out.
I box everybody out. That's what I got working for me.
You don't even go in the paint. You just sit back and try and throw the ball at the basket, and then you run back and play D.
Oh, my
You're like
God.
that hustle guy. You run up and down the court, and you play defense, and you pass the ball.
I wish that was the case.
You mean AJ's not a 30-30 guy?
No, I'm like a 40-40 guy.
Contrary to your belief.
I'm like a 40-40 guy.
Like, I know, it's crazy, right?
I'm going to Jay-Z's club with my numbers, 40-40.
Yeah.
40-40.
Yeah. I'd say on probably his best day, he's probably like what? Like a 4 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist.
Yeah.
I'd say overall stats. I'm like a 13-8 guy overall. That's probably those are probably my numbers. 13-8.
13-8?
13-8. I'd say those are my numbers.
Against who though?
6'8" guys.
Against his baby cousin.
Ah, here we go. I don't have a baby cousin, first of all right? All right, no, getting back on topic here, though. So, we talked about Pekovic. Let's swing to Al Harrington and the Wizards.
Okay.
All right. Guys already coming out declaring.
I like Wizards.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why you don't like them. I like them.
Do you?
Yeah, I like the Wizards. I'm a John Wall fan. He's one of he's one of my favorite players to watch in the NBA.
They beat the Heat twice last year, so
That's right.
So why you hate? Oh, that's what. Wait a minute. The truth comes out. Wait, they beat your beloved Heat. That's why you don't like them. That's what it comes down to. You must really hate the Pacers.
I just don't really think they're that good. No, I used to play for the Pacers, so I can't hate the Pacers.
Okay, you can't hate on an organization you play with. I respect that. I get that.
You can't hate on the Pacers.
I get that. But no, all right. So what do you? But John Wall,
my created player also played for the Pacers, so I can't hate on them either. My created player in 2K, he got drafted by the Pacers, so I can't hate on them either.
Well, let's say why don't you think the Wizards are going to make at least the 8th spot with John Wall?
They don't have enough weapons.
Well, what do they need? What are they missing?
One gun, man. One gun, no experience. No.
That is the only thing I think they don't have is the experience factor in terms of playoff experience. But I think that they have the talent. I mean, I throw out some names on the roster. They're gonna have John Wall at the 1, right? He's gonna be starting 1.
Bradley Beal
at the 2, right? Bradley Beal had a really good rookie year last year. It got cut a little bit short because of injury, but he's working his way back.
Yeah.
Then now this is all speculation. I don't know how the rest of it's gonna play out, but I'd assume Otto Porter, the rookie, is gonna start at the 3. Then you have Nene at the 4 and Okafor at the 5.
Yeah.
That's what I think, and that I think is a solid starting 5 with Okafor, Nene, Beal, and Wall.
Right.
Then you got Trevor Booker on the bench. Trevor Ariza on the bench.
Yeah.
John Vesley on the bench. John Vesley is another young player that nobody talks about.
Martell Webster.
Eric Painter.
Martell Webster. They re-signed him because he played well for them last season.
Right.
And, I forget, but when John Wall came back, that team went. They only lost like 10 win. What'd they have? Like 10 losses, 9-10 losses when John Wall came back.
I don't think it was that small of a number.
They had a significant difference in their win. He totally changed that team. He dropped like 50 against the Grizzlies. I mean, John Wall, this guy's a stud if healthy. I said last year the Wizards are going to make the playoffs, assuming that Wall was healthy to start the season. And I said that last year was going to be the year of John Wall. I went on the show saying that too. I love this guy. I liked him in college, and I really just like his game. He's one of those point guards where he kind of acts like Derrick Rose in a lot of ways, but I feel like he's quicker and he sets up guys a little bit more. He really looks to pass, and he's still able to put up numbers. I like his game. I really do. What's that?
He's a superstar, but he needs one more star with him to get over the hump that you guys want him to get over.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't think you have to be that good in the East though to make the playoffs. That's the only reason. You don't have to be, over 500. I don't think if you're going to get into the playoffs in the East. So Washington has a really good shot for that reason. And again, I mentioned it last week, but you got the Celtics and the Bucks who are now both not going to make the playoffs next year. I don't think so. I think both teams are rebuilding and they've made the playoffs. So that's 2 playoff spots up for grabs.
The Hawks and the Hawks. The Hawks.
Well, the Hawks, better or worse, wherever they are, they can also be out of the playoffs. So now you're talking about maybe 3 playoff spots up for grabs.
Yeah. But I don't see, and then I know we don't see the Pistons. The Pistons. Some people now with Brandon Jennings. I still think that they're definitely better with him, but this guy's really got to change his game. I think he really has to change his game, Jennings. He can't just shoot all those shots.
And attitude.
Yeah, the Pistons, they're going to have to play guys out of position, I think, to be successful. And the best way to do that is put Josh Smith at the 3. You may as well experiment with him at the 3. Yeah. And then you could play Monroe and Drummond at the 5 and 4.
He'll shoot them out of games, though. Like he did in Atlanta.
Probably will shoot them out of games. But you know what?
He'll shoot them out of games.
That front court of Josh Smith, Andre Drummond, and Greg Monroe, nobody's messing with that in the paint. They're going to have a great defense down low. Josh Smith is a really underrated defender, I think. And in terms of front court, they may have the best. And then the rest of the pieces will fall where they may. And he probably will shoot them out of some games.
Right.
And other games he may end up putting up 30. But that's their best hope, I think, in getting all of their pieces on the court at the same time. And, Milwaukee finished 38 and 44 last year, and they were the 8th seed. Yeah. And they finished 4 games ahead of Philadelphia. So not only did they finish 6 games under 500, but they still finished 4 games ahead of the next team. Yeah. So again, you don't have to be great. You just have to be good. You just have to be decent to make the playoffs in the East.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they have a great shot, Detroit. Washington has a great shot. Cleveland has a great shot. I think maybe even Orlando has a pretty good shot. These are teams that nobody was given a second look to last year that can all of a sudden, play
if you ask Harold Ellis, Director of Player Personnel that we had on last week, he is not counting out the Magics of making the playoffs. He thinks this team's very talented, and they're going to compete every single night. Whenever you have a guy like Victor Oladipo, at least we don't know exactly how good he's going to be, but it looks like he's going to be pretty solid in the NBA. You have a chance to win when you have a guy with talent like that. You always give yourself a chance to win. Always.
He has the ability to be like Bledsoe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, he has the ability to because he's really athletic.
Yeah.
So they got
that's possible. That's possible. And actually, it's funny that you bring up Bledsoe because over the weekend, I don't know if you saw this, but LeBron James tweeted that Phoenix, who acquired Bledsoe in a trade, got something special, quote, something special in Eric Bledsoe. So if you have LeBron James co-signing, then you know you're legit.
Yeah. I mean,
nice.
That guy is like a mini LeBron anyway. He's built. He's also
he's nice.
The guy's also a little tank.
And they're going to pair him with Goran Dragic in the backcourt, I'm sure. That's going to be your starting, your starting backcourt.
Yeah.
So Phoenix has a nice starting point at least in terms of going forward.
Definitely. Definitely. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I think we'll pick up with some trade speculation. What should the Spurs do with Tony Parker? Should they keep him? Is it time to deal him? Is it time for them to rebuild? Stick with us. Talkin Hoopz, talkinhoops.com, NBRPA Miami chapter, NBRPAMiami.com. Check them out.
Don't foul out. Talkin Hoopz will be right back. I'm Mark Sanchez with a message for women. This is the actual sound of my heartbeat. I'm sharing my heart to let you know that the symptoms of women's heart attacks can be different from men's. Please learn more. All it takes is a few minutes of your time in return for years of healthy life. That's a deal even my agent couldn't negotiate. Cover your heart. Learn more. CVS Cares.
The new free CBS radio app streams your favorite CBS radio stations, as well as all your favorite AOL and Yahoo Music stations directly to your iPhone, iPod Touch, and BlackBerry Bold. With 30 genres of professionally programmed stations at your fingertips, you can hear whatever you want, whenever you want. Stations like K-Rock, 1010 Winds, WFAN, AMP, and and over 600 others. Now you can easily take your favorite stations with you on the go. The CBS Radio app is everything you wanted from streaming radio and a whole lot more. Go to cbsradio.com/mobile to download your app today.
This is AJ, and you're checking out Talkin Hoops, where you can hear the true legends of basketball. If you missed any of the action from today's show, you can find the full episode on talkinhoops.com or youtube.com/talkinhoops. And don't forget to follow @Talkin Hoops on Twitter and give us a like on Facebook for all the latest around the league.
Sassy! Sassy!
This week's episode, Bobcat in the Cave.
Gosh, Johnny, playing in the cave sure is neat. Oh boy, a kitty cat. Sassy, the kitty cat's yelling. What, Sassy? It's not a kitty, it's a bobcat? Speaking of cats, you'd like to stress the importance of adopting cats from animal shelters? Over 5 million cats go into animal shelters every year? And with millions of healthy cats to choose from, it's a shame more people don't adopt from shelters? This bobcat, Debbie. Help, Sassy! Why bother? We'll just get into more trouble tomorrow? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, nuts!
Sassy is brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org. Remember, adopt.
My dream is to become a mechanical engineer.
My dream is to be a ballerina.
My dream is to be a veterinarian.
I want to be a chef, truck driver, a teacher, a shoe designer,
professional skateboarder.
But right now,
I'm just a kid.
Just a kid.
I'm just a kid.
I'm just a kid ready to be adopted.
Ready to be adopted.
I'm just a kid ready to be adopted. For the facts about adopting a child from foster care, contact the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption.
Hey guys, this is AJ. Want to talk more hoops? The greatest show is overtime.
Check out talkinhoops.com. Catch you on the rebound.
Welcome back to Talkin Hoops.
About 15 players in the team. 14 get along.
Now here's a guy who likes to dunk.
On his 8.5-foot rim. Take it away, AJ.
And we are back. Talkin Hoops. Talkinhoops.com. AJ Kyle, former NBA player, Mark Strickland, as always now, a permanent co-host with us for the show. Gotta love it. And the MBRPA's Miami chapter, MBRPAMiami.com. You know, Mark, we always talk about the MBRPA Miami chapter, so I'm going to hit you with it again. Why don't you let everyone know exactly what it is?
It is former players getting together, trying to help each other, better each other's situation. We're trying to give back to the community. We're trying to give to AAU for better coaches, trying to so we can teach young players how to play the game the right way. It also helps Talkin Hoops. We also, deal with different sponsors for giveaways. Everything is kind of charitable and trying to help other. And plus, it brings all the other players together. So it's a communication type thing. It's a network type of thing. It's more like maybe the older fraternity kind of concept with players that has finished playing ball.
Right.
Pretty much.
And that's big. That and that's what we love. I think everyone likes to hear good stories about guys. There's so many negative stories about former athletes and stuff. Perfect example, Allen Iverson. The whole house, he just got the rep now for his house foreclosing and all that stuff. There's always guys in the news for negative things, but nobody sheds light on the positive things that go on with these guys as well. And I think the NBRPA does a good job at showing them that, hey, they give back. They set up camps. They're doing things. And you, for instance, former player, and you got a nice hat on, which I'm going to tie into this right now. You're getting your son to start a clothing line, So why don't you talk about that also? At being a former player, right there. That's an example right there, helping out, doing some things.
Yeah, that's what I tried to do with him. Was he came up with the concept, he came up with the logo, so I just used my resources to help him get the brand out. It's pretty much called Cabolo, Kid Ballers Only Live Once. Here's the logo here. And right now we're doing really well with socks, and we're going to have T-shirts, we're going to have book bags, and then eventually we're going to do hats and headphones.
Yeah, and it's back to school, so it's going to be busy.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty busy for us, but it's great to see him come up with creative ideas. He does help out with the different designs on the socks. We had his input on the hats. So it's good to see him be creative, and it's also good that I could use, me being a former NBA player, give him a lot of my resources to get the brand out.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. And Mark, what I wanted to ask you, actually, I keep forgetting every show, and this is sort of just building off of, you being a former Heat player and stuff.
Yeah.
All those games against the Knicks.
Yeah.
All those rivalry games, all the fighting, everything that went on there. Is the game like that today? Do you think that these guys really carry chips on their shoulders like they did back in the 90s when games were aggressive and hard fouls, before all the pity-pat fouls.
I think certain players do. I think Joakim Noah genuinely, truly hates the Heat.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like
Kevin Garnett.
It's a player. I don't think it's the whole team, though. You know what I mean? Like, with us and the Knicks, we didn't like the Knicks, the whole team. We hated the whole team, and they hated us. But off the court, we was all pretty cool. I still see Charles Oakley in Atlanta from time to time. Got an opportunity to hang with Patrick Ewing and develop a relationship with him through Zoe. Every time I see him, he's nice. So, but on the court at that time, when it was basketball season, we hated each other. And I think Joakim Noah with the Heat, I think he's the only one that has that type of fire.
Well, I got to say, Paul Pierce really hates the Knicks. I know he's not a big fan of New York. Now that he's with Brooklyn, he said it's really given him more of a reason to be basically a Knick killer. So I know Paul Pierce's hatred for the Knicks has only grown since the trade. But no, I agree. You know what, Kyle, I could just say you could see on the looks on these guys' faces. It's just there is no real hate left anymore. I think just other than Noah, I think Mark summed it up perfectly. I don't really think there's too many serious rivalries, even though people try and hype it. I really don't think they exist anymore.
Yeah, guys are like. I think social media plays a lot into that. In that these guys can reach out to each other on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, and because back before that, it's like if you didn't have somebody's phone number, then you're not really talking to them unless you see them.
Yeah.
Now you can have you could be in constant contact. You could be FaceTiming with these guys, Skyping with these guys, and you build relationships. And back in the 90s, you didn't have any of that. So it's like, I play against you. I don't like you. I want to win. But now it's like, all right, I just talked to you like 2 minutes ago on Skype, now we're going to suit up against each other. It's kind of different. I think social media and technology plays a lot into that. I don't know.
While we're on social media, we're talking about rivalries. It just reminded me, I think a week ago, give or take, maybe a little bit more, Deshaun Stevenson, who's now a free agent, came out and was like, I want to play for the Miami Heat. LeBron, like, put me on the team. This guy hates LeBron, or hated LeBron. Was that trolling LeBron James? Was he taking a shot at LeBron? Was he trolling him? Was that what that was? Or what do you think? Does this guy legit want to come to Miami? What's the deal with that?
He trolled him.
Yeah. Anybody want to play for a winner, though?
Everybody want to play for a winner, but I think he completely trolled LeBron James in the Heat because, they went back and forth. He used to do this to LeBron a lot. He used to do the "you can't see me" to LeBron a lot. And LeBron sort of like compared him. I think I don't know what the direct quote was, but he was like, "Come on, you can't compare me to Deshaun Stevenson. It's like comparing Soulja Boy to Jay-Z." And then that set off the whole "Blow the Whistle" song, right? And it set off all the hip hop drama. Yeah. So look,
you don't think so?
He antagonized, which is what I think he did.
Would it be good to have him on the team, though? He can do that to other teams.
He can do that to other teams.
Steven Jackson's still a free agent. That guy's got some attitude in him, and I'm surprised that no one's picked him
James,
up.
Though, if I'm LeBron, I'm sitting back and I'm saying, don't throw rocks at the throne. You tried to antagonize me back in Cleveland when everybody was doubting me. Now I'm winning in Miami. You can't join me. You stay on that side of the fence, and you learn your lesson. That's what I'm saying if I'm LeBron. You stay on that side. You learn your lesson. Shouldn't have thrown rocks at the throne. Don't mess. All right? Maybe, if you're lucky, I'll let you hold the ring, but you're not going to win one with me.
It's always a topic when we talk about LeBron James. Obviously, free agency coming up soon for him. Is he staying with the Miami Heat, or is he going maybe back to Cleveland, or is this guy in purple and gold in L.A.? What's
No, that's the thing. I don't know. He's giving you no clue that he's gonna leave, but everybody's saying he's gonna leave, so you don't know.
Yeah.
If Wade and Bosh continue to play there, I can't see LeBron being like, yeah, I gotta leave. I mean, they made the finals 3 years in a row.
Right.
Yeah.
They lost to the Mavericks, then they won back-to-back.
And about the three-peat.
Right, and they might three-peat. And even if they don't, you're talking about 2 championships in 4 years.
Yeah.
Really want to break any of that up. Now, obviously, Wade's health is a question. He had his knee drained before Game 7. He's got those knee injuries. He plays reckless, so his body's always getting hurt.
Yeah.
Bosh,
once Wade disappears,
it's a problem.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a big problem if Wade disappears.
Yeah.
And they built a lot of their success, and Mark, you spoke about this a few weeks ago, they built a lot of their success by veterans saying, hey, I'll take less money to come and join you guys.
Yeah.
You know, you can't bank on that in the future. You can't bank on veterans continuing to say, you know what, I'm going to take less money to play in Miami with you guys.
Right.
They really got lucky with the deals of Ray Allen, Mike Miller, Shane Battier.
Yeah.
They benefited from those.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But they did right. They did right by that team, yeah.
So
got all the right pieces. Finally got all the right pieces together.
So so no one knows if LeBron's leaving. That's really what it comes down to. He obviously, I don't think he's going to do what he did last time with the big decision. You know, hopefully that doesn't happen again, because that definitely hurt him a little bit. But hey, I mean, what? Well, look, I mean,
a little bit.
Look, everyone seems to forgot about it since they've been winning championships. You know, Reggie Miller came out.
I'd say that much.
Reggie Miller came out.
Cleveland didn't forget about that.
Reggie Miller came out, I think it was 2 years ago, and said now that he's made this decision and the way he went about it, he now has to be the best villain in the NBA. And you know what? Then the following year, when Wade kind of gave the keys to LeBron and said, you know what, I'm going to take a step back. You do your thing. I got the injuries. I got this. This is your team right now. The way I'm looking at it is he proved everyone that he's still the greatest player in the NBA. He really did. And even though he's got a lot of big name guys on his team, and Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, some veterans, you know, I still think the things he was doing by himself made him stand out, and it didn't hurt his legacy like people thought it was going to. You know, he won. He answered everybody, you have to win in Miami, and he did twice already.
Well, if he didn't win, it would be a different... If
correct.
He didn't win,
but he won. He won. Now, look, for all the LeBron haters out there, people go back to saying, well, this last season, did they really beat the Spurs, or did the Spurs lose to the Heat?
Don't matter. They still got the ring at the end of the day, right?
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. But look, LeBron's got his rings. My opinion is he got what he wanted. I think this season depends on whether or not he stays or leaves. If they don't win the championship this season, I think he's going to leave and go back to Cleveland. That's my opinion, because it becomes right now, if he wins another ring in Miami, I think it's now a race with him and Kobe of who finishes their career with more rings. I think that's going to be a mindset. I don't mean like a guy like Fernando on the Heat getting a ring. You know, I think people were joking around about that like after the Heat won, there's guys on that team that have more rings than guys that haven't even come close to getting a ring. And, you know, were solid players throughout their whole career. Look at Charles Barkley. You know, look at him. And it's like Fernando has a ring. Charles Barkley doesn't have a ring. So... You know, it's like LeBron, he's got his rings, but I just feel like, you know, if they don't win again this season, he got his 2 rings. He's established that he's still one of the greatest ever, maybe the best ever with winning. I don't know if he compares to Michael Jordan. That's like different. But, you know, at this point in time, I just see him going back to Cleveland, where he came from, his hometown, you know, after leaving them, and maybe he wins a ring with Kyrie Irving there. I mean, you know, he focuses on that. To me, he's got everything made for him already with these 2 rings. So
yeah, that'd be a great story, though. That'd be a great story.
Yeah,
I can see that happening too.
Yeah.
Either way it goes, it's a win-win.
Yeah. No, definitely. But if he goes to L.A., I'm going to be pissed. I'm just saying.
yeah, that'll be a little...
And if Carmelo goes to L.A., I'm going to really be pissed, okay? I'm just putting that out there now. And I know he really doesn't think he's going to go, but if he leaves the Knicks, that's it. He's the best thing to happen to New York since Patrick Ewing. I'm sorry, he is.
Think so?
Yeah, I really do. I have a lot of respect for Melo's game.
Whoa, he's better than Isaiah Thomas?
Oh, give me a break. Are we really going into the Isaiah Thomas crap right now?
But you know what? This is how good LeBron is. If you take LeBron off Miami and you put him on any other contender, they win championships, right? If you substitute Melo for LeBron, did the Knicks win the championship last year?
I don't know.
Stop it.
I don't know.
The answer is yes. If you put LeBron James on the Pacers and take off Paul George, do the Pacers win the championship last year?
Oh yeah.
Yes. If you put LeBron James on who you wanna in the Western Conference?
Oh, West.
If you put LeBron on the Thunder, do the Thunder win the championship last year and take off Durant?
Yeah, Mark's like, I don't know.
I would know.
Mark, that face you just face you just made, that's the same face that I made when I was 5 years old when I tried scotch for the first time in my life. Because I insisted on trying my grandfather's scotch because it just looks so good. And when I tasted it, that's exactly the reaction I gave them. That face right there. That was it.
If you put LeBron on those teams, they win the championship.
Not Oklahoma,
no.
No.
OKC? With LeBron?
No.
With LeBron?
No.
We're talking about one of the greatest players, if not, dare I say, going to be greatest player of all time.
No.
On the Thunder. All right. You know
not that team. Not that Western team. Maybe the Clippers.
The Clippers, I don't know who you would substitute them for. That's why I kind of left them out. You want to substitute them for Blake Griffin? Then you can substitute them for Blake Griffin, and they definitely would win then, you know? I mean, I just look at LeBron on the Thunder. You got LeBron, who's a first-team all-defensive guy. Serge Ibaka, who's a defensive player of the year. Kendrick Perkins, who only plays defense. Thabo Sefolosha, who's one of the better perimeter defenders at his position at shooting guard. Yeah. They don't need to score because they'll hold teams to about 60 points per game because they'll be that damn good on defense.
Honestly, when LeBron came to Miami, and in my head I'm going, it's just unfair because everyone just saw the Boston Celtics, and at that point in time it was Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, and they were like, you know, that was like the new thing trending, a super big three. And then the Miami Heat, they go, we'll see you that big three and we'll start our own, except these guys are in their prime of their careers, and they're the best, arguably the top three best players in the NBA going to one team. You know, Bosh was brilliant in Toronto. That guy was ridiculous for Toronto. And, you know, I knew one of them was going to have to take a step back when they came to Miami to make this work. Obviously, he was the guy. He kind of knew, I think, he was going to be that guy too. But it's like, I thought that after seeing that happen, that a team could assemble three guys like that, and if they won, my vision was they were just going to go from team to team together, working out deals on the side, whatever they needed to do. Let's say, look at Charlotte, for instance. Maybe next season, in my head, you know, had they not stayed in Miami for multiple years, they signed 1-year deals. Big contract deals. They make it happen. And then the three of them decide, all right, you know what? We just won a championship in Miami. Let's all three of us go to Charlotte and let's build a team in Charlotte for a year and win a championship there. Then let's go to the Clippers. Let's go to LA. All the teams that don't have championships. I mean, I just saw that kind of happening in my head. I wouldn't be surprised if something like that was to happen. Now that they're going for something special. If they could three-peat, LeBron's staying. I don't see him leaving. I think they're going to try and now just win multiple titles like I talked about before. But to have them together go to Cleveland. Cleveland makes trades, and the three of them go to Cleveland with some pieces, and they try some new things. You know, Andrew Bynum's in Cleveland. You talk about the Heat not having, an amazing center or whatever. That's, their weak position, right? Yeah. But, Andrew Bynum, healthy, he's definitely better than any center on the Heat. You bring the three of them with him, you get a bunch of role players. Obviously, Cleveland's the easy favorite to win again, I think right away. So that was my vision when LeBron made that decision, that a team can actually be assembled. These guys willing to take pay cuts to make it work. I was like, dude, Charlotte's going to be great in a couple years because I think it's just going to be a trend. I think these guys are now just going to jump from Miami to Charlotte and jump from Charlotte to the Celtics, jump from the Celtics to New York, jump from New York to, Washington. Just go around the whole league winning rings in different cities. I don't know. No one's ever tried that before either. So
you realize that they're not going to play 20 years apiece, right?
No, I know. I know that, but I don't know. That's kind of where that was just an idea I had. I just thought that maybe something like that could happen. You know, somehow a team puts together that much cap space. Anything's possible, really.
Maybe, yeah.
Anything's possible.
Now the league's always jumping in on deals, not approving them and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
you don't know.
Definitely. So, all right, wrapping up the show. You know, we didn't talk about Antoine Jameson earlier in free agency, and you know he is still a guy on the market. Mark, real quick, what do you think he could give a team still? Where do you see him fitting in on any team? What does he have left in the tank?
Golden State, maybe.
Going back to Golden State. That would be big too, actually. Fans like him in Golden State.
Yeah.
I could see that happening. Kyle, what are your thoughts?
Maybe Chicago, maybe.
Chicago.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. I think he'll help a West Coast team better. Maybe the Clippers, maybe, if they lost somebody,
Yeah, I mean, it was reported he was having dinner with Doc Rivers, so you never know. But if he goes to the Clippers, that's just another good move for them. It's just another guy they're throwing on that team, and he doesn't have to move far. He did just play for the Lakers, so that's definitely something to think about. All right, well, good show, guys. Good conversation. Hopefully, we'll have a guest next week. And Mark, welcome back. We're glad to have you back with us on Skype.
Thanks.
It's about time. No Call of Duty on this computer, that's for sure. All right. Wrapping up the show for AJ, Kyle, Mark Strickland, and the NBRPA Miami chapter. We'll catch you guys next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Catch you on the rebound.
Until Talkin Hoopz comes back into play, stay connected by getting at us on iTunes. Keep up to date with all the latest basketball news and rumors and check out all our shows by logging on to talkinghoops.com.
Catch you on the rebound.